Welcome back to Cooking with Yasser. There's no kitchen anymore. Today we're eating, we're not cooking. And I'm with Amadou. Oh, apologies. I'm with Ahmad Gali. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Ahmad Gali, and Yasser's friend and brother.
Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, we had a plan for this video initially. It was meant to be random, but we wanted to go to the queue, record how we discussed it with the people at the counter, but I forgot that there's a long line in Chicken Republic.
It's a Sunday today, after church. Just, you gotta eat.
I swear to God, you don't want to go out on weekends, unless you go out in the night, if you know what I mean. Us, we don't go out at night. Yes, they used to flog us at those, we don't go out at night us. So, so we can this thing now. How do we begin now? Okay, so wanted to get everything on the menu, and let's have our first mukbang. Because I was watching a couple of videos online and I realized, this is something I definitely want to try. I like food, and I kind of like conversing with intelligent people. So learn and eat. How about that? Amadou is a very brilliant mind. I can say he's Arewa's very own Einstein in the political field as well. You'll find out very soon when we begin to zone out into our different gists, because we have a problem. Unless we have an agenda for the conversation, it's gonna go here, 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 and here. So we can start eating now. It's like can open and listen. We don't want to plan anything. We will not cut anything. We'll continue going with the flow.
Well, like, just to add to what Yasser said, the problem with not having an agenda between me and Yasser is that we always have a meeting, and then when we do have that meeting, we never discuss the things that we're meant to discuss for the meeting. Like if we're meeting for 2 hours, 1 hour 45 minutes into the time that we're meant to meet, then we just realize that we're actually talking about completely different things from what we're supposed to talk about, and we end up not having that meeting in particular. But anyways, maybe this could be a taster of that, or maybe you could stick to the agenda.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, but then it's gonna be more random, I guess. So
yes, that's the idea here. So before we get in, I also have another idea now. For the one that I like the most, I think I'll try to be recreating some of these dishes in the kitchen when I'm bored. So I think I have a new idea for series now, something called the Yasser Way. I can make chicken like this chickpeas. Oh, by the way, he introduced me this. This I never knew about this. I mean, he did
best
say
sandwich in Nigeria.
Yeah, chickpeas. Let's show you.
Chicken Republic.
Let's show you.
That's the only thing I eat.
It's a bit like carry your own.
I used to like the fried rice, but it's not as nice anymore.
Bro, it's bad. It's bad, bro.
Yeah,
It's just never.
Anymore.
There was a time that I don't know, the whole Abuja, it's like they didn't have jollof rice, only that fried rice was there, and it's like it broke their heart that no one wanted the fried rice. It was so confusing, but oh my guy. So oh yes,
let's try it.
Can you see it?
Looks very. I think this place, this branch in particular, I think they make the best one.
Oh my god. Me too.
Don't worry, I'll eat. I'll eat. Enjoy yours.
I think they shot on the camera. Oh, this is spicy today.
Spicy?
Really? Yeah. It's spicy today. What? Just give me a minute.
Normally it's not spicy, to be fair.
But there's something about meat, about chicken, anything. The more spicy it is, the nicer it actually is. I don't know, protein is weird.
Yeah, this is a bit spicy.
Yeah, but it's good though. It works. It works. I don't like bland chicken. It's as good as eating plastic with sauce on it. Yeah.
When I was in college, we had this house warden. What was her name? Jane. And she was the worst cook. You know how she makes chicken for us? She literally just puts the chicken in water to boil and she brings it out. We used to eat it with ketchup till we stopped eating it at all.
Oh my word.
One time she tried to make jollof rice and it just tasted like tomatoes.
Subhanallah. Don't you get sick from that?
We stopped eating our food now. Like, we stopped signing it and we just order every night. I'm not sure. I think it broke her heart, but she deserves it. I mean, she wasn't the best of people.
But do you believe in criticism though?
Of course.
What if you got criticized her publicly? We should have changed.
Hmm?
If you criticized her publicly, we should have changed. For me, I feel like some people catch feelings. For me, I don't catch feelings. I like to learn. So if I mess up, I really want someone to tell me, yo, fix this.
Honestly, I won't lie to you. We were. She was a disciplinarian, sort of, and she was a snitch.
Miss Billy.
Yeah, sort of Miss Billy-ish. Like, we didn't really get along. We didn't see eye to eye. She had some kind of. Yeah, so it's not a thing where you'd want to criticize her. We were a bit fearful of her. So what I did was I decided, man, I want to leave this halls of residence and go to another one. So I left and went to some other one.
But you see, this is their problem. When you're too strict, we actually prevent things from even being better for yourself as well.
Yeah, like, do you know what saved me? Now, when I went to the hall as well, I was probably 16.
Let me get water.
But like, when we went, I knew I couldn't tell I was 16 because I heard that, they were a bit strict with, like, on the 18 student. So, like, my date of birth was on the thing, my name, everything. And I sat down with her, like how I'm sitting with you here. But I said, Kai, man, like, I have to avoid that thing. So what I need to do is just make eye contact for the whole time she's talking to me. So, like, if she wants to look at the paper, I follow her eyes like this. She asked me for my age. And I said, I'm 18. She said, okay, you don't have as much restrictions.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then she took me to my room. And lo and behold, as I entered the room, my roommate now happened to be my roommate from secondary school. I didn't even know he was there. Anyway, so that night they took me out and it was 10 o'clock. She called me. I won't say the guy's name. But she called me.
Do I know the guy?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
And she was like, bring XXX home. Like, okay. The guy was even older than me.
Oh shit! But he was legally underage.
Yeah, legally underage. But he was legally underage, but he was older than me, and I was younger. But I told her I was 18, so.
But do you think these things will work in Nigerian schools though?
They do now because, like, I think based on now they have curfews now, don't they? Stuff.
Because I don't know, my brother goes there. I don't know anything, and he goes there.
I think they take measures to prevent this kind of things.
Because neither I know, like for being with students and stuff. I think for my first year in my hostel, it was a very different experience for me because it was more. I was in a place where I've probably never met anyone in my life ever. It was just far away. Malaysia is far away. So in my hostel, it's meant to put you on the right track. But it linked me with people that I shouldn't have met. I know you guys are watching, you understand? I appreciate that we met at that particular time,
I think the viewers can all relate to.
And the particular people I'm speaking about, I used to come to carry me at 10 o'clock at night. When my parents would call me and be like, where are you? How's everything? Don't worry, I'm in the hostel. But yeah, we begin to hit the road, It was nice being away from home for a while, So the hostel, I didn't feel like I was in a hostel, Like there was curfew. But if the security guy is your guy, corruption is just fair everywhere.
Even there?
Yes.
You used to like give him money.
No. Okay. Like there's just so you can be like no. Like
their corruption is more like attitude wise.
Attitude wise, and also
if you're respectful and you give them that,
then mind your business and go. Yeah. Don't look like you're doing wrong, because it's not wrong. You came back at the right time, and they'll give you those stupid cards. Well, speaking of the cards, also I used to never going off and on. So there was one time like we had these electric doors. So the lights of the whole school went off completely. I was hearing niggas shouting. I was like, there are those, and I said this once. When it's to carry lights anyhow in Nigeria, for most of my own, I just open window. I just open window. I was waiting for when the thing would check back in, and then we'll swipe out. Then they were freaking out. Man.
Yeah, we had that experience. So one guy came out and was like, "Nepa, don't come and pay."
Yo, this is traumatic though. Where, for example, now as we are now, because I factored the fact that what if we're recording now and then they do what they normally do, like during our interview for the spelling thing, for the contest thing, when you interviewed the other lady and then they took her light and then they took yours eventually. Yeah, things like this, man. Honestly, things like this are not acceptable.
And they're not acceptable, but I just feel like the viewers will sympathize because they all understand.
They can relate.
They can all relate to what happened to. Is it embarrassing? Maybe a little bit, but after some time, when you think about it, is it really embarrassing? Because it could be possible they took light in their own house as they're watching it.
True. Yes. True. But
and speaking of that newfound independence, I remember one time, I was out. I was out somewhere. I was just with friends, and my father called me, and I can't remember why, but I just indicated that I was not home. I was like, at 11? And I was like, the hours have come back in over here. It's 11 where you are, where I am, it's not.
Oh my goodness.
Like, sheesh. You have to think on your feet. But sure, you're saying.
But I like that, parents are very funny. Sometimes they know it's not true, but they be like, okay.
So many times he knew it wasn't true.
Okay, I'll catch him someday. There's a time that when you mess up, it's like you had a log, from like maybe let's say you messed up in 2016. He'll bring up a log from 2009. At this minute, you did this. I let you be. I'm finally now. Verdict time,
my own is more like he wouldn't go back to it. But at this point, you've made the mistake or whatever it is one too many times to understand that look, you're not fooling this person.
Yeah.
So you just kind of change for yourself. Whatever it is.
I'm gonna do. Eat.
I'm gonna eat.
Personally, I'll tell you this.
Man, this is like 10 many chickens.
Bro, it's good. Chicken Republic Area 8 is the only good Chicken Republic in Abuja. If you go anywhere else, you buy mediocre chicken. And chickpeas as well. But then I think for the burger that they don't have here, my aunt was telling me that they have it in the one in Musi too. It's almost as if like they have particular...
They used to have the best burgers in
Wow.
I was in secondary school.
But whenever I hear about secondary school or food in the past in general, I think of Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Biggs was just a huge part of the culture.
But man,
and the donuts with the filling
the jelly, the jelly, man,
the jam,
and then
I remember when they started doing hot dogs.
I know hot dogs.
You never had the hot dogs. They had like the best hot dog that I ever had as of that time. Like maybe even still till today. Had the bigger sausages, and then.
Do they still exist?
Yeah, they do exist, but they were part of our lives, man. All of us.
Honestly.
We'll probably never forget Mr. Big, so it's difficult to see how they've just. Maybe it's the rise of
Chicken Republic.
Not just Chicken Republic, drumsticks. Or even drumsticks has kind of, but like, the rise of all these new.
I think not. I think it's unfair that in this country we don't have to continue brands for a long time. If you look to maybe some Italian brand now, you see established 1850 something,
Mr. Biggs maybe could have been like McDonald's in Africa.
Yes, you could have. I don't know. So I don't know. Management is just terrible. Some people don't know how to continue business, like I said. So you could be doing so well now, and then your kid inherited and it's done. He's not interested. I think even I'm not so versed in history, but there's this bit I heard about Mansa Musa. After he passed, his kids continued to do his campaign, and then there was one other kid that got so greedy to expand too much, and then he ended up collapsing the whole empire. What was his name? Because he used to be history.
Honestly, I don't know about that story.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I always wondered what happened to the whole world anyway.
Because they were trying to expand too much in the empire, and things went south.
So it's a thing of what's lack of contentment causes?
No, lack of strategy though. The Mongolian guys too, they covered the whole area before. Look at Mongolia on the map now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how conquest used to work back in the day. I think it's like temporary, you know. I think for as long as you can hold it.
It is just for as long as you can hold it, honestly. But man, I don't want to be incorrect, but I think, like, you know, the land that Russia amasses, because like it's both in Europe and it's in Asia at the same time. I mean, Istanbul too is half you know, Europe, half Asia, but like the landmass Russia has is crazy. Like the different cultures that they have, where everyone, you know, like completely, totally different cultures.
Do you reckon the Hausa people there, as in how does the Hausa in Saudi?
It's possible. There could be a community.
There's a Hausa Russian guy, man.
But like now, look at someone like Putin, and then look at someone like Habib Nurmagomedov or whatever his name is.
The punching guy.
Yeah, the punching guy. Exactly. I mean, like they're both from Russia, but like it's two different cultures, two different set of ideals, two different, like, you know, yeah, it's like Nigeria on steroids when it comes to like ethnicity.
Liberation.
And cultures and languages and stuff. They have so many different languages. They have so many different and like, you know, a lot of the land was, you know, actually Mongolians. I believe.
No, Mongolians, they were there.
And like now it's mostly all just Russians.
No, Mongolia was at the part where these guys were. The Ottomans took the Asian part, the low Asian part.
Oh, yeah, it crossed even into that.
Those guys were massive. Yo!
Yeah, they're massive.
You know, it's...
A lot of the Mongols, you know, they like, they came to a point where, you know how the Fulanis conquer houses, and instead of imparting Fulani ideals, they kind of just...
Islamatized?
No, not Islamatized. You know, we just kind of grew into Hausa ideals instead. So like you have most of the emirs are Fulani, but you wouldn't even know.
Agreed, until they pointed out to you.
Yeah, until they pointed out to you in a way. In my own perspective, that's how it is.
No, it could
so, like with the Mongols, you know, when they conquer, like maybe like East Europe and like places, the Mongolian rulers actually, some of them actually, after a long time, just became Muslims.
Yeah. But is it the Kublai guy? Is it the Kublai guy?
No.
Because I know the father is the one that was demonic, man. Like he wasn't having it, man. That guy.
You watch Marco Polo?
Yeah, the first season. I think it got cancelled. Yeah. Yeah.
2 seasons.
Yeah. It got cancelled, but I feel like
it was a very good show.
At the time, honestly, it was. It felt like Da Vinci. Oh God, what's it called again? Oh, is it Da Vinci's Demons or something? Can you Google something for me? Just try and Google Da Vinci something. Oh, your hands are all clean.
I know what you're talking about, though.
The guy that
Da Vinci Code?
No, not Dan Brown. No.
Oh wait, are you talking about the Medici family?
No, not the Medici. Like,
that's another good one.
The Medici family. You know the crazy thing about that? Like, it was Roman politics, yeah. Was it Roman politics?
It was more about how banking started and how interest came into play and how the Pope protected like the banking industry and the family, because like the family was it was very rich and they helped with the Pope. Just yada. It's just crazy money they have.
Everything is politics in this way, man.
Yeah, it's greatly politics.
I still find it interesting how they carved out the whole Vatican, you know. It's quite interesting.
It's very beautiful.
Wait, somebody is looking at it. Who is that? Oh, ignore us. We're in the house, so people are passing ask you questions. It's not normal for us to just eat this amount of food. What do you want? Ignore us. So yeah, I'm back to one. See, I was trying to ask you something about this thing, because you know whenever you hear about people's downfall, yeah. You see, if you had said salam now, I would have said no, that people are doing something. Oh, you let something in now, Sumaya.
Yeah, come on.
God, you see it.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, Kaya Allah, this is you. This is what you brought for us.
Then Abuda, please.
How? Yeah, there's food here. It wouldn't go.
Yes.
What? Oh, sure. You came to carry my PT, sure. Don't do that there. Take one.
No, if I can anything, the cheap is making sense.
Take.
No, man, actually. I'm not you know. Don't worry, I'll give her my
No.
Here you go. Here you go.
So, somebody came to beg in the house.
Yeah, I shall not.
What did you think was happening here?
I'm not cutting
Well, we are not cutting it. It's authentic.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You see what I said about their fried rice? Yeah, terrible. Very terrible.
No, it's not good again.
Honestly, I don't know. Let's find out again. Let's see.
Alright, try it.
Because definitely, inshallah.
It doesn't look it though.
God. Because me, I believe in presentation. Yeah. Even if food is going to taste terribly, I know for a fact. What?
I feel so bad for bringing to interest.
Yes, no.
Bye.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're saying?
It's homemade, man.
Homemade. Homemade is nicer, guy.
No, I mean it's meat. It's very meat. No. I'm not going to give any food reviews. I'll leave that to jacket guy. Oh yeah. Let me so you watched the last video, yeah? The jacket guy.
No.
Okay, so I have a new character now. That he reviews dishes.
Okay.
The guy with the jacket.
Yeah.
So now I want to give him like a whole life on the channel now. I want him to come and probably like you see him maybe in his residence, you know, maybe with a family. He's on his way to come and try the food out to see how far what's going on. He's going to be a personality on his own too. So I want to do that for days where I feel like cooking too much is getting too, you know, it's starting to feel like work.
Yeah.
As I think this is one thing creatives go through when your passion starts feeling like a job, a task, basically something you don't enjoy, but something you have to do.
You have to find other avenues to kind of like
make it more fun. Yeah, because I feel like it's all about fun
and give it more flavor, characterize it more rather than just sticking to one aspect.
Yeah, it's gonna be there.
Explore.
Because this for me, this is what I sense from security guards, for example. Now, when I go to a place, you know, they are guarding. You can see that the frustration from maybe last 2 weeks. The guy probably told them that you won't pay them this month, you know, and it's vexing. And there you go, minding your business, trying to just park and enter and do your thing and go. This guy is there sparking for you, as in what did I do? You know, you know this thing that's moving around there. It's so annoying, this thing that she brought to this place.
Absolutely.
And you know, I don't know if you've seen this. A friend of mine was telling me about this fly that moves in Kylie's videos.
Kylie?
Yeah, apparently Kylie has a fly that is featured in her videos.
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah,
I all the time.
No, not all the time. It's called. Is it Freddy the Fly? It has a name, yo. I swear, these people they do anything.
Go and watch. I will find the conspiracy.
Or like they look for anything is content to people now, you know, anything you look at, yo. So yeah, I was going to ask you one thing about this thing before, because we're talking about failure and empires that would rise and fall. So I was just gonna ask you concerning pride and self-esteem. Yeah. What do you think about those two, and which one do you think is more important for one person to protect, basically?
There's something someone said to me in Hausa just last week, I think. I'll say it in Hausa and then try to explain it in English. Said Girmama K is one thing and Girman K is another thing. Which probably means that ego and pride is one thing, whereas knowing your value or self-worth or understanding your status or what you hold,
knowing thyself,
knowing thyself and like their position whatever is another thing. And knowing that does not necessarily always allow you to be as others want you to be, you know. I mean, like let's be honest. Under God, yes, 100%. We're all the same.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And when you take that, when you apply that to your heart, or it emanates from you, then and people will see that in you as well. But then, there's this thing that we call iman. I don't know how to say it in English, which is more like, I think it has to do with character. You carry yourself a certain
Is it charisma?
Yeah, like it could be charisma. It could be the whole package. Because some people, you look at different people. They could have had the same experiences in life and like the same pleasures, whatever privileges. But there are certain things that they may the other may not have that the other has. And I think those things are usually like internal. They're things that emanate internally, like from the inside. First of all, you have to look at, okay, how do I want to be? Or maybe it could come from your own personal moral compass, right or wrong. And like there's charisma too. I think that some people are born with it, some people learn to have charisma at the same time. And as I was saying, I digress a little bit. What I was trying to say is that yes, under God, yes, we're all the same, but like as human beings to human beings, some people we have to accept that have certain things that we probably do not have. But then what I do not understand and I do not condone is if there's a quality you see someone has, and maybe that quality is the reason why the person has the stature he has or is the way he is, then why not try and develop your own quality, like that quality that you see in that person. Okay, what is it that he does right? Okay, how does it learn from, rather than and be envious of it. And so like when a person understands that okay, he has these qualities, then he is cut out for different responsibilities, probably higher responsibilities than others are cut out for, right? That's my own opinion. And when a person realizes that, then you can't be doing the same thing as other people are doing, and you may not always even have the time to condone or to give attention to everything anymore, because you're on a you're on a different playing field now. What you're dealing with is just different, you understand? And it's not like you're being egotistic or prideful when some matters are brought to you and you're not able to delegate them. It's not because you think of them menial, it's just because what you're doing right now, kind of the responsibility kind of trumps that other one, and the time needed to be able to do these things not the same, would not allow you to dabble into that one. And so they kind of push it aside, so some things now become not worth your time anymore. But it's not a thing of pride, it's a thing of responsibility. Look, you need to understand, look man, I'm not this person anymore. I'm not somehow my character has kind of allowed me to elevate myself to a certain space where I cannot operate on this level anymore. Or maybe I can, but the time just cannot allow it, or the circumstances cannot allow it. There's this thing I heard one time when I used to listen to T.I. a lot. I used to want to be a gangster. I used to think I was a gangster.
We started the video with the T.I. song, by the way.
So like he said, character takes you places like money cannot take you or whatever. But like it's true. How many people have money in the world but don't have character? And take someone like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King.
Speak louder, they might can't hear you.
Oh yeah, sorry. Take someone like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. They're not rich people, but they had character and like and charisma, and like look at how far they've gone. I think most importantly, you should try and be honest.
Even Hitler,
To
go
yourself.
negative a bit. Don't be too positive. Go negative small. Even
Yeah,
Hitler.
even Hitler is probably one of the most charismatic people to ever walk Earth. Because without character, first of all, he has character.
Yeah.
Tangani?
Yeah.
And he has it. Apart from character, he was a very capacitated person. He turned Germany around.
Yeah.
Look at the military he built. He built strong institutions. The guy was just psychotic.
I swear, my honestly.
The guy was just psychotic. But then,
Because-
what did all of that? It was character. And, like, you know, he was probably honest to a point because he was honest to his belief. It's just that his belief was faulty. Do you understand? But if you're honest to what you're doing, it propels you. It propels that thing that you're doing, that idea or whatever. If you're honest to it,
Mhm,
and
definitely.
committed to it. Yeah, that's it.
But does it not annoy you that some people choose not to accept change, basically, in the sense that they don't want you to have an opinion they don't believe in?
Yeah.
Because I was watching the Jordan Peterson video just recently. I like that guy, by the way. No
Yeah,
filter,
yeah.
man. It's just all out. So he was just telling the lady about how they asked him a particular question. He said what he thought, his opinion, and the person is acting as though that no, that's not the answer I want. And then they asked again, and then he now went on neuroscience on how he said he dealt with her the way he should. But I feel like
It
it's
breaks
a
things down
very
so well.
very eloquently too.
Yeah,
You don't get so
articulate.
pissed. You don't get pissed that he's insulting you, but he's actually insulting you. It sounds nice to be insulted too by him sometimes, because he calls you on your bullshit. You begin to realize, oh, cool, I'm not all that at the end
It's
of
like
the day.
saying to an interviewer, maybe an interviewer asks you a question, and you don't want to call the person stupid. So you just say, your question is a bit disappointing because you're normally an intelligent person.
Like the Chimamanda stuff when they asked if they had books or libraries in Nigeria.
That happens.
Yeah, man, she went ballistic. Not crazy on her, but like what answer did she even give? It was some cold ass answer. The journalist froze for a bit, then she got back in the character and continued again. They try to condescend you,
Yeah.
and they try to provoke. They want to get a different answer from you whenever they ask these things. Because I think when you talked about this a long time ago, about how if you're used to doing certain things with people and it's what's your norm whenever you're around each other, and you begin to elevate, as you've said,
Yeah.
going back to them again, it's almost as if you're a whole different person.
Yeah.
You're not saying you're better.
No. It doesn't change how you deal with people, right? Because that's it's still a part of character. Like personally, I think that
So apparently we have people that want to eat here. They better contribute first. So what do you have to contribute for us before you eat this thing? Yeah? Basan da yake ba yana can kasa. Ya gashi can. Ina kuje.
Boy.
Ba ku ci ba?
Zaka je ma.
To zai sanyi.
just want it.
What is that? So yeah, please continue.
Yeah.
All these distractions that we're getting. But I think this is why I like this kind of videos. It's a bit more organic.
I'm trying to remember what I was
Za mu shiga mu ci a cikin bidiyon ne.
If you want to eat in the video, if you want to eat outside, just trick your hand and carry on. Go.
Bidiyon zai fi kyau.
Yeah, you can sit over here.
Oh yeah, go under the table and find yourself here.
A yau sami ga ina zuwa.
You see this guy? He's betraying his guy.
But he cares more than enough for him to carry for his guys.
That's yeah, there's so much, man. Honestly, I like the chicken today, man. It's a bit, I don't know the flavors. Come on, it's better than the normal one they put inside here.
Yeah, I think so.
This is elitism even in food.
I think so. This is him.
Yeah. So
Oh, sorry, what was the question you asked me?
about people not like not accepting that you're this nigga. You see?
Nah, eat now.
Yo, I think in a blindfold thing, and like you go for a random draw, yeah, you get the biggest thing. That's what happened to you. He didn't even say he was speaking, and you got the biggest piece just by reaching out into the thing. So yeah,
He has good karma.
yeah, true.
Okay,
true.
you asked me about
People that don't want to accept the change that you have. It's not like you're better than them. It's just that you're a bit different from what they're used to, you know. So, like you said before, the hazard, the enmity that grows within them.
Yeah, I think that it's a thing of character, cause like good people, they don't necessarily, they try to carry everyone along. Like they've been down with, and even when they can't carry them along, there's still that mutual respect, within them, between them. That's the traits of good people, maybe even honest people too. But I think the issue always comes from the other side, because even the best of people,
they're not seeing you well, though.
even the best of people, when they get to a certain juncture in their life, when they surpass a certain threshold, the ones that they've been trying to carry along, the ones that are the ones that start making small talk in other places, kind of thing. So there's this belief or this stigmatization that goes with, or that goes for successful people. Oh man, they've changed. Yeah, this, that. Oh man, now they're egotistic. Now they feel like they. But I think that comes from a sense of inferiority complex. Everybody wants to play the boss, right?
Yes.
Not everybody knows how to play their position. But there's one thing my dad used to tell me all the time. He says, if God elevates someone within your circle and give him that due respect, and give him that respect that he deserves, and when your turn comes, you'll get the same back.
Agreed, yes.
Yeah, or if you follow the one that's being given a position to lead, and you follow him properly, then your turn will come too. And, just all of that. It's just stuff like that.
See Obi Kubana, no? Like when he pulled up, there was this guys that pulled up at the end of the day, but before we continue, we have people here now. Apparently, they are dreamers, and they believe that we should have something like the Premier League in Nigeria, and they think that it could boost our GDP if we take the league seriously. They want to abandon school and go and play football. Personally, we are graduates, you understand? But them, we don't know.
We don't know.
So the song behind the scenes, he doesn't want to show himself yet, but one day you'll see him on TV, and when he appears on TV, I will tell you that's my guy. But for now, he chooses not to show. But I want him behind the screen to tell us about goals and ambitions, because I think this is how all of us got here. We had goals and ambitions that drive us to a certain place. And I like to think of life as a vehicle, and we as the drivers in that vehicle. So, footballer shall not be named in number 9 or number 10. Tell us whatever your name is, and we can commence.
My name is Kasim.
No, we actually can't hear you. You have to come here.
My name is Kasim Yaro. Can't you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
So, more.
Then what?
Tell us about the goals and ambitions, and how technically we don't believe in you.
You guys don't really believe in me. Yeah, I don't know why you guys
You haven't
seen me playing, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't believe in you. I don't have an opinion.
Don't mind these guys. These are my brothers. They are my haters, but they love me. They really love me.
Do you know this thing? There's this episode of Dave Chappelle on YouTube. You should check it out. Original Player Hater.
Okay.
And the guy was saying there's this character Ice-T played, and they have this original player hater ball. So all the biggest haters in the world used to come and have awards.
Wow, yo.
Biggest haters.
Yes, no.
Biggest haters in the world. And
Wow.
every year there's an award for the biggest hater in the
Yo,
world.
I like that. So yeah, we're going to call it a day now because
Now, I have to finish the IC story.
okay, cool.
Actually, you just need to watch it. I'll put it next to the
You guys
camera.
finished the food?
No, come join in, go crazy, man. There's more rice here and there's more chicken here.
Hold on.
Cheers. I
There you go.
Yeah. So
Just listen to what the guy says.
what you guys are missing is he was telling about people that got the award of the best hater or something, you know.
So there's this Dave Chappelle skit, and in the skit is called it's like they have this, you know how there's MTV awards for best music, best. So what they do is they have
What you want?
they gather all the haters in the world
Go on that.
and they give it the award for the best hater of the year.
Enough, I think if you go again.
Underground rapper. Underground rapper.
Original player hater. That's what it's called. So, like this guy said, like they asked him about the art form of hating, and this is what he had to say.
Question me.
Alright, then we'll remove it. But listen to the thing.
Okay.
We'll
You don't
listen
ask
to the
question
thing.
me.
No, but I don't know.
I don't got an expectation.
Me or no?
Yeah, just give me his chicken.
Me.
I've got an expectation.
I
So since you guys are hating on Qasim,
no.
you guys need to hear this.
Okay.
Even you come on here now so that you can stop hating on the guy.
Nah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's why you got
That's how
why you
motivation
got one car, why you got 3 cars, why you got a wife. That's
No,
paid
no,
out.
Wait, hold on. Let's wrap it up nice.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up nice. Alhamdulillah.
Chicken Republic Mukbang was a banger. Yeah, I think I'm very good at playing with words. You know, I think I should be able to.
You could be. I mean, like you listen to all the best artists. You listen to Nas. You listen to
Please, let Allah be
Velasco,
the life we are recording.
Listen to.
Bro, I never do this at home again, man. Yeah. So we had Chicken Republic this time, and I like to look for days I really don't want to start a kitchen, and we'll look for somewhere else. I would have said KFC, but KFC is kind of boring. You know, it's just. I feel like it's a bit.
Have you been to Chicken Cottage?
Man, their food is. I don't know. I had it last time. The one by the Chicken Republic we went to. I didn't like it.
No, not the Chicken Republic you went to.
No, there's one chicken cottage beside it. They're
Oh, I
together.
didn't see it.
Yeah,
There's a Chicken Cottage at on Aminu Kano Crescent, where opposite Glow office or around that area. Yeah, that one's good. I don't know what they do differently, but it's dope.
Okay.
Yeah, should
I'll
that
try it.
sometime.
But there's one thing called Pie Express.
Pie Express.
It's literally always around this thing, Chicken Republic. They have this sick. I don't like Scotch egg, but I just like the whole coating. The coating, I just put it on through the egg out. But like that thing is amazing. Whatever the hell that thing is.
out some protein, bro.
You know,
I don't need protein. I'm buying chicken, yeah. So that's enough protein.
There's this Scotch egg that I had at our aunt's house, and like it was made instead of using sausage, they actually used chicken to do it. I believe
The whole
like, yeah,
coating.
the whole thing.
So it became like one of these what you call it, like a breaded chicken kind of thing, yeah.
It was just beautiful.
No problem. He's the boy, ba? Okay. Wrapping up officially now. Thank you so much, Amadu, for coming.
A pleasure.
Yes. We ate well. But KFC, we might go for KFC. But then again, I just feel like it's overpriced Chicken Republic, you know. and the chicken here is better. It's really better.
I don't think it's better.
The chicken, the KFC behind my house is trash. I don't like
No,
it.
the other
There's so
KFC
much oil.
Yeah, the food may be a bit oily, but the taste is still there, right?
Okay. I guess we'll find out.
I remember one time when KFC first opened, and I went passing by, there was like 30 cars in front of KFC. Chicken Republic was right next to it, and it only had 2 cars. I couldn't believe it because they had the best burger.
At the time.
At the time, yeah. But like now, I don't know, Chicken Republic switched it up. They refused to be a Mr. Biggs.
Yeah.
And now, you know, they're back on top.
And it's funny, you know, this story you told me, the whole 2 cars thing. Same thing my aunt said. She saw another branch again, saying there was a big ass nice restaurant beside it. It was kind of gourmet, I think. And fast food and gourmet restaurant. You can tell which one has more bougie people going to buy. So yeah, everyone's there. And the chicken
Right,
burger is
when
cheap.
you said bougie now, it just clicked to me that bougie was gotten from bourgeois.
Bourgeoisie, yeah?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, true. I like all this shortened format. I think there are a lot of words that we don't really know what they mean because of how nice they sound when they're short.
I always wondered what bourgeois meant. The bourgeois.
I feel like that's something you hear in Boondocks, you know.
The bourgeois?
No, like it's all these random things. It's something that you hear, but maybe like something Magnificent can say, you know.
Do you know why it clicked with me?
Oh,
The bourgeois.
which one?
Like I always
That's
wondered. I always saw it in like history book school when we would do history in school, and I'll see bourgeois. I just never really understood. I'm like, man, this word is, they don't explain it here, and they just talk about the bourgeois. I didn't even know how to pronounce it, so I never tried pronouncing it. In my head, it was always bouguis or something. Yeah. And then like Bad and Bougie came and passed my egos, and I still never I understood what bougie meant, because it's easier to pick up. Like hip hop elements are easy to pick up, like, and understand things in a way because just based off how they structured them, you understand. And then one day, Nas was talking about how there's this song he had with the game, and he mentioned Nigeria. He was like, everywhere in the world there's a place that if you wake up alive to see another day, it's a miracle. And he said something about it'd be jam-packed everywhere in the middle of Siberia, same way it is in the middle of Nigeria. And he shouted Nigeria out, and then but then he's highlighting our suffering. Did you understand? And then at the end of it, he was now talking about the bourgeois act like they don't see starvation. I'm like, oh, that's when the realization came. Oh, bourgeois, bougie, because honestly, the bougie people don't really be thinking about poverty. Right?
They don't exist even in this country, man. They don't.
Nah, they do.
No,
like there's bougie people.
No, I'm saying they don't exist in the society. They are in the country, but they don't exist.
They don't exist in society.
They don't mix around. They don't they don't go through things they need to go through as a Nigerian. Everything can be done for them immediately. One phone call, things are done. You understand now. You are 6 months Panadol. You won't even take Nigerian Panadol. You have it shipped over. I think there was a time where what happened was during not COVID, when people were ordering food from abroad to come inside.
Really?
On Twitter, man, I don't know which madness that was. What was it again? No, I think all these ballers they order food and bring it in. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's what man does to you. I think money makes you go mad. I feel like because again, this is my auntie that said the same thing. Money reveals who you truly are. It doesn't change you. I think money makes you go crazy at the end of the day, man. I feel like morals and money are enemies.
I fight with that thought. I don't like to believe that.
What?
Money changes.
It doesn't. It just brings out who you are, who you truly are.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, man. Because honestly, I don't know, man. I just cannot fathom.
Have you noticed there's these big men now when they speak to you?
I just cannot fathom
Or you being arrogant and stuff like when you get into paper?
I know a lot of people that you can say that they have it. They have really good qualities and human characters.
With you, that's the thing. With you only see the good part. People are very funny. They know who they are good to and who they are not good to.
I don't want to imagine that for myself. So
it's life, man. I think you don't have a control over that because I feel like those people, if you don't act that way to them, they wouldn't actually understand your worth and value. Some people want to be treated like trash, basically. You understand? Not because of condescending habits or anything. No, it's putting people in place, being self-aware and protecting your own space, something like that. You understand? So you're not calling them names. No, you're preventing them from stepping into where boundaries. Basically, it's like boundaries, and that's what people don't understand. The boundaries. Why are you doing this? You shouldn't have boundaries. We were gang before. Why not anymore? You understand?
Yeah, there's one thing Nas said. He said, aside from my children, my boundaries are my greatest creation.
Yeah, it's true. I really believe in boundaries, man, honestly, because a lot of people don't respect boundaries. They don't. They feel, I wanted to ask you one more thing about accountability. Our last conversation, which we shall not discuss here, but accountability. Tell me what pisses you off about people that don't want to be accountable in life.
I like to think the best of people naturally. when I was in Kano last week and I was telling someone about something about accountability. And he just said to me, people that detest accountability is because they don't have, it's because they are dumb. Like, they are dumb. He said they are dumb, so they cannot be accountable. And they're dumb, so they don't really know either how to articulate or how to process
what's wrong with
the dots that they need to connect and stuff. So they just rather just leave it there like that. And
that's such a good description.
And I'm like,
actually,
I wanted to disagree with him because I wanted to think the best still of that person, but
it's the fairest way to describe it. It doesn't make you feel bad about it. You just understand them. I understand why.
Yeah, I've heard the way he said it. Like, man, zero. There's nothing up there. Nothing there.
Allah, I support 100%. But
I feel like to a degree though, like you have to be like me to be honest. It's maybe I can when it comes to being accountable to myself. Like I could overlook certain things, but it's myself. Maybe I can live with it. But like when it comes to reaching out to people and being in a position where I have to be accountable for something we're doing together, I feel responsible for it. So like if there's that kind of responsibility on your shoulders, then you must be accountable for it, whether you want it or not. So it's weight, of course. It's weight that you carry and you put on your shoulders. So if you're carrying that weight, who you're carrying that weight for deserves an explanation.
Speaking of responsibilities, NRC. Anything would like to know about NRC for the people that are listening?
Yeah. So the NRC is currently it's called the National Reformation Council. But I just realized that the acronym is the same for National Railway Commission. I don't know if you're the one who told me. And then also for the party in 1993, Rajwa Sheritofo's party contested against Abiola's SDB.
Louder.
With the NRC party, which was Nigerian Republican Convention or something, of Alhaji Bashir Tofo, who contested against the SDP, Abiola's SDP. In 1993, which is also NRC, so we're thinking of making it NRCN, but I think that's just the acronym, but I think the full abbreviation or the full name is actually self-explanatory as the National Reformation Council of Nigeria. I think as human beings, naturally we should feel or have some social responsibility, and when you're able to observe and assess the way things are going, the way they're going, and why it is that nothing is just straightforward, because you meet people who have graduated from university and they complain to you about this thing or that thing about Nigeria, this, that, politics, leadership, we have bad leaders, we have this, we have that, which is all true, and all of us, regardless what party we support, the honest truth is that apart from the names of these parties, nothing else separates them. Ideologically, they're all the same, but what we all share are those same challenges that everybody is complaining about. So, currency exchange, it's inflation. If it's not inflation, it's insecurity. If it's not, it's just one thing or the other that all of us, regardless, irrespective of our parties, we go through. So you have these graduates, but then you now ask them about politics and governance, and they tell you, "Oh man, I have no interest in that thing." And you have still graduates who don't know what the separation of power is, so they don't even know the processes that are needed to be gone through in order to change the situations that they are complaining about. So you have to bond that interest in them. So that's the interest that we're trying to spark within people, young people in general. And when people are able to have that interest and they're able to identify what the indicators of good governance are and the indicators of bad governance are, then they can begin to think for themselves. And one of the issues that we're having in the country is that people are not thinking for themselves. So we have people that are not opinionated. So, we don't have people that are thinking enough for themselves, and, we don't have enough opinions flying around. Or maybe we do, but they're faulty opinions, based on a deep lack of knowledge and a deep lack of education in certain fields, especially political and governmental. These are things that if you don't instill them in people while they're growing up, they grow up without that interest and they don't feel codependent to that thing. They feel fully independent on it. So we have a society now that is very individualistic. Once you have one thing that's going on for you, then you're not really looking at the community or the next man, or this is just going on for me, it's going on for me, and that's it. And that is an issue, and because that has prospered, we're going through all of these things that we're going through right now. So the NRC also looks to unite people. It's not something we expect to pick up in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years.
10 years.
Yeah, maybe 10 years.
Okay.
But maybe 7 years or 6. You never know. But that's just one aspect of it. It's educational. It's going to be educational. So we're going to want to have content. We already shot some videos on some books that we feel everyone should read, but I know not everyone would read it. So we're summarizing it and explaining it. And we want to have teachers who can teach it in Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, get radio time, put it on TV, have YouTube pages, social media. Just try to educate people on these democratic ideals, have partnerships with INEC, National Orientation Agency, just anyone that could help the cause really, because it's important. And there's this saying that the best time to build a tree is 25 years ago, and the second best time is today. So
Who said that?
man, I really don't know.
I like that. That's
But I
nice.
really don't know. I really don't know who said it. But a second aspect of it also is, given that we have so many ministries, we want to have different committees within the organization who can look at these ministries, because I really believe the ministries need help. Young people who can look at these ministries and these industries and analyze the issues with them and offer solutions to the issues that they're practicing. I think they need help. If we can reach out to them and they see that, okay, this is actually very commendable and viable, then as much as we're working for something that's for 10 years, we could also be doing something that's helping the current government. And we can draft policies as well, and suggest them. Of course, policies, the thing with policies is that there's always going to be a trade-off, and at the end of the day, the largest stakeholders or the largest entrenched interest groups are the ones that allow for the policy to be pushed or not, where there's not enough political will in the National Assembly, either in the House of Reps or in the Senate. You get what I mean? So it's these type of things. We suggest these policies. They look at them. If it's in the best interest of the nation, as we would like to think that what we're doing is in the best interest of the nation. Hopefully, they can identify with that as well. And who knows? Then this is how young people can get in. And another thing is also, if you don't change the way people think now, because you fight people's ideas with a supreme idea, with a stronger idea, an idea that's more sharp.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, if you don't start planting these seeds in people's heads 10 years from now, when these crop of leaders are not here, the new ones come in. You don't want them thinking the same as the ones that are here, because times are changing. But if they're still thinking in that manner, then you don't expect to see any change. But if you have the seeds planted and they think it grows and they start to think differently, and the time comes for them to be there because they're thinking differently, then you can expect things to be different.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
I like that. And I think that this is one thing, you know, I began to take seriously, because personally for me, before I hear politics, I'm like, me, I don't care what will vote and somebody else. And like, even that was before I was even eligible to vote, you know. I just never cared about it, even though we had people that do politics in the family, but I just never took them seriously. You know, the posters everywhere in the streets, like, good for them, you know. But then I think based on one of the combos we've had with you, many of them, you know, they almost always find a way to segue into this kind of conversation, and we begin to swim through options and ideas, and it started making sense to me that, you know what, politics isn't just, you know, elections, you know,
it's not elections. Even democracy is not just, sorry to push it. Even democracy is not just about the majority, you know. It's a system of checks and balances, you know, just so that centralized power can be neutralized. And also another thing about democracy is that, you know, because it's a system of checks and balances, the way it's being practiced here is like, if you come into power through democracy, it's like you have the right to just do as you please. There's no checks and balances, you know. So carry on, please.
Okay, I even forgot the point. Yeah, it led to almost what you were trying to say, but yeah, you're talking about the checks and balances here, and to me, my one thing that always, I don't know, I wouldn't say annoy me, it just makes me laugh sometimes, because when I see corruption, and then we look at our countries, corruption in our country is just, you know, it shows that there is corruption, and you look at other countries that work, you know, because this country is not exactly working. So the countries that work, and they still have corrupt people in the system, things are still working. So why can't you model off that? Do you understand?
It's an issue of building strong. It's an issue of strong and weak institutions, and also there's something that we call, or they call, institutional inertia.
We have talked time and time. We have said bye like 5 times, though. See what we told you before, right?
This is an important point.
Okay.
So let's just get it over with. So it is one thing we're talking about institutional inertia, because you asked.
Okay, bye.
Because you're asking about why is it that even though with corruption in other countries, you find countries functioning, and you know, you wonder in Nigeria, how is the country functioning? And I said it's an issue of strong institutions and weak institutions. So there's this thing called institutional inertia, where it is one thing to know that you don't know something, and it is another to not know that you don't know something. So then you're fully blindsided. And I'll give you an example with the Mamluk Empire of Egypt as of that time. They had no reason not to invest in firearms when they were getting threats from the Ottoman Empire to fight them off. But the Ottoman Empire, they acquired arms and everything, and when it was finally time to hit the fan, they hit the fan and they conquered the Mamluks. And even the Ming dynasty, who did not tax their citizens more money to support their army, that was a very strong army. What ended up happening was that the Manchus got stronger, and they defeated the Ming dynasty and they conquered them. And so, you know, it's that thing that you overlook. You don't know, like, okay, what's the consequence of not doing this? You know, like, what's the consequence of doing this? Every action or inaction, you know?
Yeah.
It's because sometimes the problems are not the things that we don't do. It's not the action. Sometimes it's the inaction that brings about, you know, the consequential effects of you know, the weak institutions, and that's what differentiates functioning strong institutions from other institutions that function even with high levels of corruption.
So I think for us, is the inaction bit then?
Yes, there's a great deal of inaction.
What do you think is the source of that inaction?
Leadership.
One time.
Lack of.
Yeah, lack of leadership. Oh, well, just bad leadership.
We are running out of time.
Consequential, yeah.
Running out.
Lack of accountability.
I that's what I wanted to say. I posted something like that with the same words you said. You know, the same words you used. The inability, sorry, the inaction of doing something in particular it kind of hinders the something different.
Yeah.
The idea.
So
of
it ties up
responsibility.
perfect.
Yeah, I was like, yo, yeah, I was like,
Yes,
yo.
yes, yes,
So
yes,
guys.
yes.
We're going to continue sometime again when he's free because this guy is busy. It took me, letters. I had to get people to
It's
beg
a lie.
him to come, and
It's
then
a lie.
finally he's here.
It's a lie.
So
I never. It's a lie. I was the one begging to be on this thing.
oh god, but thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you
man.
very much.
So, peace. Bye bye.